Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you're doing well. There is a joyous clip of John Lewis going around Twitter. And if you haven't seen it, I'm going to play it for you right now. If you're looking for something that you could maybe just play for 20 seconds every morning to be inspired and not feel beaten down by the bastards, I would recommend this. Let me see if I can get this to play correctly here. Okay, let's try this.
Be kind, be hopeful, be optimistic. Never get down. It's all gonna be okay. All gonna be alright. We're one people. We're one family. We all live in the same house. Not just American house, but the world. I wish you well. Be kind, be hopeful, be optimistic. Never get down.
Wow. I could. I can't get enough of that. I did not do very well in history classes as a student. I suspect a combination of undiagnosed ADHD and boring teachers, perhaps. The awful framing in the 70s and 80s textbooks that we all had to deal with. This morning, I have had the honor of working on a transcript of a conversation between Maya Angelou and Studs Terkel from 1974. And I'm going to play a tiny snippet of it for you. It's at the Studs Terkel Archive website. I just want you to hear her voice and just give you a sense of what's going on in some of these interviews here. Let's see if I can get this too. Okay.
Your life and your memories, isn't it?
Yes, it's, I think, the recurring theme, particularly of Black Americans and of many, many people who, given sociologists would read it, their imminent doom and extinction mount those barriers, overcome incredible odds, and do so with some humor, some passion, some compassion, some style.
Yeah, I was thinking as you talk, two things.
Oh, just the way she says the word style. Oh. That was an answer. Well, she was replying to a comment Studs had made at the beginning of the interview after she had read one of her poems about African Americans that she had seen on the bus, very stoic, and she was talking in this instance. You have to listen to it. She was recounting one woman in particular that struck her, and the rest of the interview is just brilliant. A few minutes later, she starts recounting her time in San Francisco and how she was passed over for the job of a telephone operator. And you got to hear this. You have to hear it. And to hear a voice that elegant imbue a word like raging with such power and gravitas, you have to check this stuff out. It's living, breathing history. The audio quality on these things is fantastic. You will feel like you're in the room with these people, having a conversation today about things that matter right now. It's moving and resonant, and don't do me a personal favor. Do yourself a solid and listen to some of this stuff. Pick one of your favorites. You just search, and there are hundreds upon hundreds of great people on there talking to Studs, sharing their stories. I mean, you're sitting in a room with James Baldwin. You're sitting in a room with Louis Armstrong and having a conversation with them, and you're eavesdropping. And a lot of times you'll have a notion of a question you might want to ask them, and there's studs asking that question for you. It's unbelievable. I'm gonna play a song by Leadbelly today that seems timely. Substitute any other name in there if you wish, but I'm just gonna sing the original. So everybody be well. Hitler started out in 1932. Hitler started out in 1932. When he started out, he took the homes from the Jews. We're gonna tear Hitler down. We're gonna tear Hitler down. We're gonna tear Hitler down someday. We're gonna bring him to the ground. We're gonna bring him to the ground. We're gonna bring him to the ground someday. When Hitler started out, he took the Jews from their home. When Hitler started out, he took the Jews from their homes. That's one thing, Mr. Hitler, you know you done wrong. We're gonna tear Hitler down. We're gonna tear Hitler down. We're gonna tear Hitler down someday. We're gonna bring him to the ground. We're gonna bring him to the ground. We're gonna bring him to the ground someday. You ain't no iron. You ain't no solid rock. You ain't no iron. You ain't no solid rock. But we American people say, Mr. Hitler, you've got to stop. We're gonna tear Hitler down. We're gonna tear Hitler down. We're gonna tear Hitler down someday. We're gonna bring him to the ground. We're gonna bring him to the ground. We're gonna bring him to the ground someday. Mr. Hitler, we're gonna tear your playhouse down. Mr. Hitler, we're gonna tear your playhouse down. You've been flying mighty high, but you're on your last go-round. We're gonna tear Hitler down. We're gonna tear Hitler down. We're gonna tear Hitler down someday. We're gonna bring him to the ground. We're gonna bring him to the ground. We're gonna bring him to the ground someday. Mr. Hitler, you know you ain't so keen. Mr. Hitler, you know you ain't so keen. But we American people say you're the biggest lie they ever seen. We're gonna tear Hitler down. We're gonna tear Hitler down. We're gonna tear Hitler down someday. We're gonna bring him to the ground. We're gonna bring him to the ground. We're gonna bring him to the ground someday. Damn straight we are. Be well, everybody.